Hello there, English speakers. Trump is now in the lead in the counting of actual votes, so he has 61% and Biden 39%. So we'll explain what that is about, but first we take a deep breath. So in New Hampshire they have actually started to count some votes, and there are 16 votes for Trump and 10 for Joe Biden and no vote for anyone else. Will these results stand? We have no idea. Maybe. It doesn't mean anything, of course, but it's fun, and I've linked to that page down below so you can follow when more actual votes comes in. There will be very confusing and you will not really see who, what, when is winning how much, because it's a total shit show with all kinds of different ways of voting and counting and different system in every state and so on. In Pennsylvania now, reported by Rasmussen, 43% have voted of the people who are going to vote, and 73% of them vote for Biden and only 23% for Trump. But Trump has 2/3 of the votes of the ones who are going to vote today. So we'll see about that, and we'll see about if the people... I forgot to say, this was about Pennsylvania. In Pennsylvania now, the lines to the voting booths are huge. Do you think that someone will stand there for hours to vote for Joe Biden? I don't know. They don't seem so enthusiastic, to say the least. And I think there are very many Trump supporters that are going to vote, and we'll see what happens. Some other strange numbers here, that only 81% of Republicans will vote for Trump. That's really strange. And 80% of the Democrats will vote for Joe Biden. I think that's too high. And Joe Biden is, according to these numbers, ahead among the people who are not affiliated with any party. That also sounds very strange. Trump has increased his support among Jews a lot. He has increased among blacks a lot, among Latinos a lot. Where have he lost? He has lost 4 years of elderly people who have sadly passed away. That's one thing that can be low, make it bad for Trump. And we also have maybe there are middle-aged women in the suburbs, and they think that Trump was very good in 2016, but now they don't like him anymore because they have been watching CNN all day. I don't feel that that's a thing, actually. If they could stand Trump in 2016, they can stand him now also, and why would they go for Joe Biden? I just don't see that. What I do see is that the Democrats will do everything they can to destroy USA now. Biden's campaign manager says that there is no way in hell that Trump should be allowed to declare victory during this night. We'll see about that and what the numbers actually show. And Steve Bannon interviewed former general, linked below there, and says that they are planning massive election fraud. So I don't doubt that they will do anything possible to not lose all their power, and many of them will go to jail. My English channel about that, for example, I think the problematic part was I linked to a Lancet study, and as you know, Google think that they are way better than all the scientists in the world, so I'm waiting for Google to write in a new study that disprove this study and get it peer reviewed and so on, because obviously Google knows everything about science. I also expect Google to ban WHO, as WHO have spoken out against themselves and have changed their minds about masks, about lockdowns and other things. So ban their videos and ban all the countries now that are talking about lockdown, because WHO are against lockdowns. So if your country does some lockdowns, then your YouTube accounts should of course be terminated at once. My that study showed that maybe possibly that anti-COVID vaccine might be causing HIV. We don't know that. I haven't read the study. I just thought it was interesting to post about, and if you don't think it's true, well, write your own damn science and correct them. I got some tip about David Sinclair. He talks about something called NAD, not NAC, which is something completely different that gives you some boost if you have liver problems. But NAD should be good against aging and other things. I have no idea. I have only seen a 3-minute video that just made me confused. I will study this more later on, but not today, not tomorrow, because I will be so tired tomorrow. A new study showed that the temperature is not what's driving the search now in Europe, it's the latitude. So when the sun goes down and, well, your vitamin D goes then it's starting here. Then the pandemic continues and gets some speed. But good, David Davis in the British Parliament has gone out now and said that we should really push this vitamin D harder. Boris Johnson, not the smartest guy in class, but I think he's honest. Says that, yeah, we'll think about it, we will do something soon, maybe. Scotland has sent out vitamin D to everyone at risk, I think, but they are still talking about 800 international units per day, and this is 10 times too little. It doesn't help your immune system very much. So I did come across an article where an old lady, a small old lady, maybe possibly died of vitamin D. Maybe she got some bleedings, and well, she's 86 years old, so of course she could have died for many reasons. I suspect she was deficient in vitamin K2, and then you don't get your calcium in the right place. It can be some lack of other nutrients, of course, or something else. She maybe was just too old and her body didn't work anymore. But maybe she died of vitamin D, and she got 40,000 international units per day. That's 10 times more than I recommend for anyone of her little size. So don't take that much, but there is no problem whatsoever to take 4,000 international units per day. She got this much because the staff that was taking care of her gave her 2 pills per day instead of 2 pills per month. So stay safe now, eat your zinc and your ionophore like green tea or quercetin, and most of all vitamin D, because there is a big surge in Europe. You will probably have some more problems in USA and Canada and other places if you don't teach everyone about the vitamin D, and then we can stop doing these stupid things like having a pandemic. Remember 1930 to 1950, famine and war across the globe, but no pandemic, as everything was fortified much more with vitamin D. Then Big Pharma killed that and people start dying and get sick again. Hooray! Great profits. So have a fun night tonight. I hope we will see people screaming at the sky, crying. Journalists everywhere will totally lose their credibility, and we will have fun, drink some wine maybe, scream out so that all the neighbors are waking up. But it will be very confusing in the beginning of the night. So have fun.